So this is part 3 of the Honda S2000 build. In the first one, we got the Honda, it was really rotten. In the second one, I rebuilt most of the back end, including the full boot floor. And then I found out in the second episode, right at the end, that the rear subframe was rotten. We're moving on today, getting all the inner wheel arches sorted and getting the outside wheel arches fitted on as well. Enjoy today's episode. We're Shineautomotive. Let's crack on.
Subframe isn't good at all, so we're having to get that out, which is probably going to be a nightmare. Right, so Wednesday afternoon, and they've got the subframe out of the S2000, and I got it right. So now we just need to wait for one to come. It's a perfect ideal time now, because nearly everything's off underneath, that I can get all underneath, all sealed up and secured for rust protection or rust prevention, and then I can finish that patch, the inner sill, the outer arch, and then I've still got to take the outer arch off that side. But this needed to come off because we needed to know if they were going to come out of all the captive nuts, which they have done. Right, so I've got the subframe that I'm just going to strip down now. This was a bit I was on about, wanting to be able to get up into there so we can treat that, but look how good that subframe is. And in all fairness, that isn't bad, but it's starting now. So if we can get this all cleaned down, some rust cure on it, paint it with some acid etch. We'll paint it black, we're not going to go silver with it, because you're never going to see it. But I just wanted to get that treated to give it half a chance to save its life. But the frame itself isn't that bad. We'll get it outside, wash it down in some TFR truck wash, G101, something like that, get it cleaned up, and then we can prep it, get that sanded down, get some rust cure on it, and get this painted in a chassis black, and then it can be looked on to start rebuilding. Obviously we've got to get all the floor bit treated where the subframe's going to go, and then we can get this bolted on afterwards. And get some stone chip on the floor, leave it for a day so it hardens, so it's easy to work with, so you're not chipping it so much. And yeah, I can't believe they've all come out. Right, so we've underneath, Lewis has ground it all down with the wire wheel. Every bit that we've welded, we've gone over with some seam sealer. Now, Lewis has got all this stripped down with rust cure where it needs to be and acid etch all over underneath. All the tub that we made, the boot floor, all the boot floor, and I've gone around and sealed up all the chassis legs where we put all the new chassis legs in and seam sealed round everywhere. So we've seam sealed all up in these inner arches that we made. That's been all seam sealed up, acid etched first and seam sealed round here. This is a plate that we've made, and then that ties in the arches. I know a lot of people just put the outer arch in and seam seal it to what was left, but we've built all our own sections in there and then folded them round, and this, so they're all double skinned up there. Come down here with all the seam sealer all the way around, finish the boot off there, finish the boot off there, and the brushable seam sealer had cracked out in a few places, so I've gone round it again with some proper seam sealer, and we're just going to mask up. Well, no, what we're going to do now is just shoot the floor and shoot that back bit, and then it's all ready to rebuild the subframe up. So that is what I'm going to do right now. I must say, I have always been a U-pole man until I bought this from MPD, the Silverbook. And you know Silverbook sponsors for a lot of stuff, but I didn't even know they did this stuff. And the texture that gives, it's nearly like a Raptor finish. I am proper impressed with it. Lewis had ground down and just painted all the control arms and bits, and he's now fitting the bushes that we bought online. No, I think the customer bought these and sent them out, and we've had some Honda camber bolts sent out. So Matthew is doing the brake pipe, and then we're going to get the freshly painted subframe up, try and get all this, if we can, fitted today, and see if we can get the back end on wheels, and then we've got the front end, the front wheel actually stone chip out. We used the new stone chip Silverbook. Well, I didn't know Silverbook had stone chip because I normally use the U-Pole Gravitex, and you can't get that. It's gone really expensive, so we got this from Silverbook, and this is, I dare say, it's loads better than the Gravitex. It gives more of a texture, and nearly like one of the Raptor sort of textures. I don't know if you can see now. It's really hard to see it on the camera. I'll try and go around in the better light. You can't see the texture. Let's have a look. Can you see around here? No, you sort of see. I've got to clean this off, but it's made a good finish, and it looks a lot more darker. The Gravitex was sort of dry in a sort of grey colour. So then a bit of filler in the arches, and this video, well, that'll be getting dropped back off at the body shop, but I've got to fix the recovery truck first. Welds to grind on there, acid etch, bit of filler. And then at the body shop, I'm going to get them to clean all this rust down on here and re-stone chip that. We'll just have a scoop of filler on the back arches. What do I say? I forgot to get the time lapse out. I put some first coat of filler on and it was going off, so it isn't the best. But the weather's really nice, so instead of covering the workshop in dust, I'm now just going to stick it outside and I'm going to DA it down. All I said to the body shop, I'll get it somewhere near. So we'll get it somewhere near and just put a little bit of dusting or some primer on it, and then they can put some fine filler on it and then put some high build primer on it and finish it off properly. So that is what we're sorting out now. Going to take it out, sand that down, and then I'm going to leave the body shops doing the stone chip down the sides, which they'll just put a stone chip line down there and sort out these few scratches and these bits of rust at the top that just want grinding down and sorting out. Because we have had some serious hours and times on this, and when I worked out the bill, it's quite a lot. So his girlfriend works at the body shop, so she'll get all that finished off, which will keep the cost down massively for him. The end is near. It's been a long old haul, but we didn't expect to have all these issues with it. I'm buzzing with it, really. Absolutely buzzing with it. So exhausted to go back on in the morning. There's another bolt that we needed to order that we forgot, so we got that at ourselves. I think that was about £25. So, and then that's it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I can maybe drop this off tomorrow. Got all inside in the zinc, all this tub that we made, and then I'm going to mask it out all here, up along here, and all this will get seam sealed, and we'll just stone chip all this around there, and she will look fan-dabby-dozy, and I bet James, the owner, can't wait to have it back. So she's outside. Let me know in the comment section down below, because I'm not going to film it because I just need to get on. If you would have preferred to watch the time lapse with me sanding filler down, if you really would enjoy that, let me know. I need to know, because I just think it's the most boring thing in the world. I must say, honestly, I can't thank Cling Sport enough for helping us out on this channel for all their abrasive stuff. I rabbit on about them all the time because they proper help us out, and I can't thank them enough, because a lot of these jobs and this content creating we do requires quite a lot of money spending on abrasive products, and I've tried the cheap stuff. Don't bother with the cheap stuff, because it's a false economy. Buy once, buy the best, last longer, better finish, just better. Safety standards, all tested, all up to the correct safety guidance lines and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, second coat of filler in there, knock it back with the D8, and I might put that final piece on because I'm feeling nice with the sun, and I might give it a block off and see if I can get it somewhere near. There we go, the arches are done. Water transformation not being rotten. The zinc primer in the boot that we've made is all dry, so that's ready for us to seam seal all up, all the bits behind the lights and that. This side was a lot better to do, because really I cut too much out the other side. What I did on the other side, this didn't get cut out as much because it wasn't as rotten, where this side I had to come further up to get further in on the inner arch. So that's been a bit hard to do, to get that sort of curve back down and the bit. So anyway, the body filler lot will love that, because that will be a skimmer filler, block that off, a skimmer fine filler, high build prime, block that off, shoot the bits that it needs to be. Done. So there we go. Just got to test out the bar tomorrow, shoot a bit of stone chip in the boot, so we'll continue and getting it finished tomorrow. Excuse the wind, it's quite a windy morning. So I have just hit that with some primer now, just to protect the steel. It's a zinc primer, where I've obviously gone through to the bare metal, so it'll be right for the body shop. Yes, I just trumped. And now I've gone around with some seam sealer, and I made a bit of a mess. I'm going to tidy it all up with a paintbrush now. The seam sealer must have had a blockage in it, and then it decided to splatter everywhere, but I'll tidy it out, and then we're going to stone chip all this part of the boot floor, get it all protected, and then it's all good for him to put all the bits of carpet and the trim bits back inside. Well, I've just given it a bit of a wash down and blow out inside, and just checked it over. There we go, all this welding and fabrication is done. I'm hoping that the video will continue and we can go back and we can get some cinematics of it finished in colour, because I'm not doing the paintwork, his girlfriend is. Here my work is done. We've saved another car from the scrapyard. That's what we do. And yeah, the reveal video will be coming because it's finished. I've just got to get over to Harrogate and have a look around the car with James, so look out for the final part, the S2000 video coming out soon. If you want to watch part 1 and part 2, click here. If you fancy subscribing and you like the channel, click here, because that helps us out a lot. Turn the notification bell on, all that stuff. Share it with your friends, share it with your cats and dogs and that.
Ta-ra.